Hello, in this video we're going to use a feature in Excel that will allow us to convert our data that's currently displaying row by row. If you look at the data in this spreadsheet, we're going to use a feature that's going to allow us to flip it, and it's going to display the data in columns, which then would allow us to sort it differently and so on. So I'm going to use one of our existing files for our course and use that to demonstrate this feature. So I'm going to select the data. It's currently in A5 all the way over to F11. So I'm going to select that data and I'm going to copy it. So up on our ribbon bar over on the left, you'll see the copy button. I'll just click on it. And so I've just taken a copy of the selected data. You can see the marquee around the selection. So Excel is holding that copy in the clipboard in a temporary storage area until I deal with it. So we've taken the copy, and now I'm going to click below in A13, which just gives Excel a place to start when it drops the data in a different way. So we're going up here again to the ribbon bar. This time we're going to the paste area. You'll notice that there's an arrow pointing down. So I'm going to click on that arrow, which opens the paste menu. So let's take a second just to look at that. There are numerous options in the paste menu. If you hover your mouse over any of those, you can see what each of these different paste features can do for you. So typically you would go to this section if you had values that you were pasting. You would go up here if you were just using a regular straightforward cut and paste. If you're working with formulas, you would choose that one. We're going to use this one down in the second row here called Transpose. And you can see when I hover over the mouse that down below, it disappears when I leave, but down below in that area it gives you a preview of the way the text or the data will look when you choose that option. So I'm not going to actually click yet because I want to have you look at the two ways that the data is displayed. So currently you can see that the company names are displayed across the top. So Westerveld, Campson. So that's the current display, but in our new display that starts in A13, you can see that the company names are displayed down the left-hand column and then the data below. So instead now our headings are hardware, software, maintenance, and so on. So I'm going to click on the Transpose button and that data will drop into the cells. I'm going to click outside to deselect, and you can see now that the data is displayed in a completely different way. So if I want to keep that, I can just go ahead and go back up to the data above. I'm going to right click within that selection and I'm just going to choose delete. That will move all of the other data up. You'll see that it is a little wider than what it was, so I'm just going to click on each of these rows and then click twice on merge and center, and then that will extend that merge and center feature to include column G, which is now being used. So I've extended that out. I can also highlight and turn on my data filters. So you can see that when I did that, each of these headings now have an arrow pointing down. So I could sort them in any way that I want. So let's say I only want to see Jensen systems. So it'll hide everything and just show me Jensen. I can click on that button again and choose select all, and I can see all again. So let's say that I just want to sort smallest to largest, like in the software column. So I can go to software, click smallest to largest, and it sorts the data from the smallest software amount to the largest. I can look at service level, and maybe I only want to see companies that have same day service. so I can filter it out that way. So I transposed the data from rows to columns so that I could look at my data in a different way. And then I extended the heading so that the heading was now extended over the width of the spreadsheet, and then I could use my filters to sort the data in a more meaningful way with this particular data now that it's converted to columns. And so that's the feature, converting data from rows to columns.